I'm starting here, where the land fights you at every turn. This is no place for big commercial agriculture. The soil is too thin, the slopes too steep. The earliest foods here were wild. The red deer is Britain's largest and oldest native mammal. We've been killing and eating them since the end of the last ice age, around 10,000 years ago. As people settled and began to farm, deer were pushed back into the wilderness of the highlands. It's their last true stronghold. This is Attadale, 30,000 acres of Highland estate in Wester Ross.
Tom Watson, pleased to meet you, and welcome to Attadale.
Tom Watson is Attadale's gamekeeper. He's a professional deer stalker, responsible for managing the deer on the estate.
So how many deer have you got altogether?
On the hinds we have here, we've got probably about 650 to 700. I mean, you can never say exactly, but within that's pretty close to what we have. And we probably have in the region about 300 stags. And
that's a nice ratio for the boys,
isn't it? Yeah, it's quite good, yes.
Deer hunting is a tradition that reaches back to before estates like this existed. Part of a deep-rooted belief that every Highlander had a right to a deer from the hill and a salmon from the river.
How far up we got to go up the hill?
Yes, here it's 8 miles from the bottom lodge up to the one at the top.
Since the demise of their last major predator, the wolf, deer numbers have been steadily on the rise. Nowadays they're controlled in order to limit their effect on the landscape and to prevent the deer from running out of food. Left to themselves, they'll overgraze and weaker animals will starve.
It's necessary, is it?
It has to be done because red deer have no natural enemies apart from man. A few get taken as calves by golden eagles and foxes, but as a rule, once they get into mature animals, then there's nothing can do them any harm. We have to control their numbers for their own benefit. Traditionally, years ago, it used to be done as a sport, but now it's more of an industry. You know, providing.
What's the difference between doing it as a sport and doing it as an industry?
Well, years ago it was done by wealthy landowners, and the venison had no real value.
Right.
Whereas nowadays venison is very much sought after, and it's a healthy meat.
For centuries, hunting was about the basic need to eat. But shifts in land ownership transformed this ancient custom. After Queen Victoria adopted Balmoral as her Scottish retreat in 1848, all things Highland suddenly became fashionable. Stag hunting got the royal seal of approval, and venison became a trophy rather than a subsistence staple. Until recently, 95% of Scottish venison had to be exported, but its popularity in Britain has grown rapidly, and demand now outstrips supply. Before the stalk begins, Tom checks the rifle and the ability of the shooter with some target practice.
The rifle we're using today is a 308 Winchester.
The idea is to hit a 10-centimetre target at a distance of 100 metres.
Would you like to take a shot, Giles, just to know what you're experiencing?
Yeah, I've never fired a gun, not even an air gun.
Okay. Well, this is empty. There's nothing in there. Put this hand back here and prop that up into your shoulder.
Can't we just go back to the pub now and tell stories?
That's it. Now pull your bolt back, push it forward and down. And don't touch your trigger until you're ready for it to shoot. Now get your eye into there.
Okay. Your man's a long way away, is he?
Don't worry about the man.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
Okay.
I've only lost 6 gillies so far this year, so another one won't make any difference.
Because in truth, I'm going to have trouble with just hitting that mountain.
No, you won't. You're okay. Now keep a good hold of it with your hands here. Keep a tight grip of it and get it in onto your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Is he alive, the geezer?
Just about.
But really,
Watch the state delayed about half an inch, 11 o'clock.
That's all right. Half an inch out of the dead centre at 11 o'clock, so that's good.
What are we saying? We're saying that if that had been a deer?
Oh, it's dead, absolutely. That's your very first shot you've ever fired, so I wouldn't be embarrassed about that. You should be quite happy.
To find the herds, we have to head even higher into the hills. There are no fences. The deer are free to wander anywhere. They're wild animals, and they're naturally wary.
There's a group up in at the start of these cliffs up here. The lowest of the cliffs, just on the left-hand edge. There's a bunch of deer there.
Where's this?
Yeah. See the lowest of the cliffs here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if you come to the left-hand edge of them, the left-hand corner, and underneath there's a bunch of deer standing in there.
Gosh, there he is.
Yeah.
How did he manage to do that? I mean, big antlers.
Yeah, he's quite a good. He's not an enormous stag, but he's a shootable stag.
He is looking right at us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's looking at us. In view of the fact that they're there, what we'll do here, rather than have them spot us, is we'll move on down another little bit to the end of the lake, and then we'll angle up and we'll come along, see if we can get up above him, okay?
Brilliant.
The weapon might be modern, but the basic skills of the stalk are ancient. Like the first hunter-gatherers and the clansmen who followed them, Tom uses the lie of the land as cover and keeps us downwind of the deer. The idea is to kill the animal without disturbing the rest of the herd.
Sometimes I've seen us crawling on our stomachs down a stream, probably for up to half a mile. Sometimes, just trying to keep out of sight down streams, and then eventually the last little bit, you're on your stomach. You could be crawling through pools of water, over rocks, because you can't let them see you, you can't let them hear you, and certainly not let them smell you, or they're gone.
You want to do this? Yeah.
The last few meters, we have to be extremely cautious. James, who's shooting today, will aim for the animal's heart and lungs. The telescopic sight ensures absolute accuracy and a quick, clean kill.
Just wait a sec, James. Okay, shoot him now, James. Well done. He's done. He's dead.
It's the first thing I've seen shot. It was kind of beautiful and sort of terrible at the same time, which they're thought to be, and made comprehensible to me because I had a bit of context. But to crawl up next to him and be in there next to him as he shoots it, and suddenly Tom is the boss. He says, "Kill it now." Pow, falls over. That is what eating meat is about. What happened here on the mountain, that's the way it ought to be.
All the meat from these deer will get eaten. And so in this way, a sport for the rich and an essential task of land management provides food that is accessible to everyone.